Hey there, welcome to the locker room. Coach Arias here. Today's message is, I'm depressed. If you've lived on this earth any amount of time, you've had people in your family, your friends, or yourself say that I'm depressed. It's okay to be down. It's not okay to stay there. It's okay to get down. You're human. Not okay to stay there. So I think let's go over some tips on avoiding staying there when you get down, when you get depressed. First thing is, you can't be content with where you're at. It's okay to be angry, but get angry with where you're currently at and start doing something about it. The key thing in my experience, I've been down a gazillion times. The key thing is that you got to work on yourself. If you want to transform the outside, you got to transform the inside. You can transform yourself by listening to positive things when you drive, listening to positive things in your office or place of business or in your home. Positive, motivational, inspirational audio that is all around you, public information, but you got to work on yourself if you're not happy with the circumstances. That's what makes us different than anything else on this earth. A plate can only be a plate. A tree can only be a tree. A dog, you can be a dog, can only go so far. But a human, I've watched humans transform themselves into a place of not so good to greatness over and over and over again. But you got to be willing to invest into yourself and not buy into any excuses. Some of the ways that I think you can do this is, in the morning, I think it's important to deposit these things into your mindset in the morning when you wake up. Whatever you hear when you first wake up starts to control the spirit of your day. Most people that want to make a change, that are not happy with where they're at, they start to make excuses. Most people won't make the change. They won't put the work in because they'll make excuses such as, I don't have time. So we get caught up in this junk every day of hurrying up, waking up, rushing, and getting involved with all these things that is not going to get you to where you want to be. Go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, whatever it takes, but do not entertain excuses. You cannot go from depressed to greatness if you're willing to accept excuses. You got to pour into yourself. You will see the results in every way imaginable if you do this. You'll see the results in your family, in your finances, in your friends, in your business, but you got to be willing to pour into yourself. What happens is, I see a mentor I watch all the time, Les Brown. Gotta love Les Brown. Les Brown talked about settling. What happens is people start to settle for less than they deserve. Like in a court hearing, you make a settlement out of court. You make a settlement with yourself that's less than what you deserve, because then you start to make excuses that it's okay to accept less than what you really deserve. So let's move forward. Let's not accept these things. Start off with a good health plan, a good nutrition plan. Start to eat the right foods. Commit to it. Start to have a game plan on exercise. Commit to it. Because if you don't have good health, it's hard for you to be happy. Take care of the only body that you have. Care enough about yourself. It's not easy to stick to it, but we got to start and continue to buy in to sticking to it. I know people that have lost 30 pounds a bunch of times, back and forth, but they never quit. I got a friend of mine that lost 100 pounds in the last couple years. Think about what that's done for that person's confidence and in the amount of years that they'll be able to live on this earth. Next thing is, live a life of enthusiasm. Let's wake up and be excited. Let's wake up and let's smile a little bit. Even if it's painful in the beginning, smile. It'll affect the way that people look at you and the way that you start to look at yourself. We have a lot to be thankful for. Anytime I get down, I start to think about all the things that I have to be thankful for versus not thankful for. So have a spirit of gratitude. Next thing is, you got to cut yourself off from other negative people. Misery loves company. Go to bed with dogs, wake up with fleas. Birds of a feather flock together. We've heard this thing through generation. It's not that they're bad people, but I'm talking about if you're trying to move from a place of depression to positivity, to living your destiny, you got to remove yourself from other folks that are in the same position as you. Think about this concept. It's easy. If you're an addict and you want to get clean, you don't hang around other addicts. So it's the same thing. If you're depressed, let's dig deep and let's put ourselves around positive people. And then next thing is, let's monitor our inner conversations. Every day, if you're in a spirit of being depressed right now, every day your mind is going to have these conversations with you. Take charge of your thoughts. We have charge. When you give up that power, you give it to somebody else or something else. You have charge of your thoughts. I have charge of my thoughts. We have charge together. When you have negative thoughts coming into your mind, kick those suckers out and replace them with something positive. We have the choice. So that's my message for today. I'm depressed. We hear that all the time. Do something about it. Take action. Don't make excuses. Do this. We'll be living our very best life. Gang, thanks for joining me this week in the locker room. Looking forward to seeing you all next week.